Your favorite Compas have another jam-packed episode of the Four Compas Show. In this episode, we get into the NFL offensive teams for the best offensive teams in the NFL for the upcoming season, and we give our continue to do our offseason grades today, AFC North and NFC North. This one was a little bit more interesting because of all the teams that are involved, all the shakeup that's happening kind of in both divisions. So it should be interesting. And then time permitted, we will do our Berry of the Week and una más. Gilberto, I'm going to switch it on you. I have a question for you. What is more interesting, Shohei Ohtani returning to the mound tonight or Game 5 of the NBA Finals? What is Gilberto? Which one of the two would Gilberto rather watch?
You're asking a guy who the only time he watches baseball is when he's at the in-laws' house and the father-in-law is watching the Dodgers. And I try to make small talk and I say, "Hey, how's Shohei doing?" But I don't really care about the Dodgers. And then two, I've probably watched 1 minute of the NBA Finals. We don't want the small markets. Go Lakers. And what was the question? I just wanted to crap on both sides.
Okay, tonight I put a TV in front of you and I say, Gilbert, we're only watching one of two things: either Shohei at the mound or Game 5 of the NBA Finals. What is Gilberto watching?
I'll go with the NBA Finals.
Wow,
it's about baseball. It's freaking June.
You know who's interested tonight? You know who's interested tonight about the Shohei thing?
Who?
Dan and Diego, surprisingly.
Why? To see if his arm's gonna fall off and do a curse in the Dodgers who are
Dan today sends me a text. He's like, "Isn't it funny that the day that his translator goes to prison and turns himself in is the day Shohei returns to the mound?" I was like, "Okay."
I didn't even know that.
Allegedly. I was like, allegedly to all that.
Maybe he placed a bet on how many innings before he went in.
Exactly. But all right, Gilbert, go ahead and ask what you're
Fernando, maybe your question is better because I do crap on other sports leagues or not NFL, not football, American football, not whatever soccer crap is going on. The Club World Cup, who gives a crap too? Another jab, another sports team or league, whatever you want to call it. What's the question? Oh yeah, give me the best offensive teams in the NFL for 2025. Look ahead. Don't be saying, you know what, the Lions were good, the Bills were good, the Chiefs were good. Nah, give me who's going to be good in 2025. Look ahead and try not to be biased. Charger fans, Rams fans, Raider fans, 49er fans, whoever. Let me know in the comments.
Matt, we'll talk around him. How about that? We'll talk around him. Robert D, we already did the the AFC West, I think 3 weeks ago with Eric Williams. So we did do that a couple of weeks back. But, obviously with this being with Gilbert and I both having previous experiences covering the Chargers and Gilbert covering the Rams, and obviously House of Horns is more centered towards those guys. But yeah, we'll definitely get into some of that stuff as well. Real quick before we go with the intro, flip side, I just watched Herbert and Slater compete in a chess tournament right now. Herbert got third place, played well, and many comebacks. Flip side, you analyzed the film. That's what you did. You analyzed the film, and you thought Herbert did a great job. Good on you. I don't know shit about chess. Do you know chess?
I do not. Well, I've been trying to learn, but every time I play, I always lose. I don't think I've ever won a chess match. Fun fact, because I forget the rules, the pieces for every whatever. Anyways, I just don't know the rules. Anyways, but where did somebody watch this chess match? Was it on YouTube?
I guess they had a chess tournament today, and I guess it was like Richard Sherman, Kyler Murray, and Herbert, and some other people. I'm like, where do you get this stuff? So it was, I know Herbert put it on his Instagram. I just didn't know that this was like a serious thing. And yeah, I guess fans were really watching it.
Yeah. Robert D is not happy with us. I don't know why, but yeah.
We don't know chess,
or we don't talk enough Chargers, but, or Matthew's mad because it's all Aaron Rodgers, but yeah.
No, we haven't been that heavy on the Aaron Rodgers.
We'll move quickly. I know people are tired of Aaron Rodgers. But
yeah,
I think.
We'll move.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll move quickly.
You count on me to go quick.
Yeah. Well, Dan's going to be calling in from Colombia because he's down there doing ayahuasca. So.
Oh yeah. Let's move on.
All right, let's go with the intro.
Compas on the beat. Let's get it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we're Compas.
Yeah, we are.
There you go.
Hey.
There you go. Okay, all right. We got proof right there.
Some guy that seems like he's asleep. Need you to wake up, Gilbert. There's a lot of energy.
Come on,
going
Gilbert.
here.
Let's go.
Come on. Dan and Dago is at Moe's.
I'll show you. I got it right.
Okay, that's it. You guys, I am done with mine, but that's couldn't get better than a 2026 6th-round pick swap for a 7-rounder. So
Freaking love you, Chad.
Hey, dude. Cool, man.
Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat, man.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my tag team partner. Oh my God, I got distracted. Hold on. Let's do a start over. Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I'm Fernando Ramirez. I cover the Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, covers the NFL for Sports Illustrated. What's up, bro?
what's up, bro? Good weekend, actually. A lot. I finally got out to the world. You know, I went to a protest on Saturday. No Kings protest. Stay strong. And then first Father's Day on Sunday. So, you know, a little bit of everything, actually. You think about it.
How was Father's Day? By the way, happy Father's Day. First Father's Day to you.
That's where I was going to start, Fernando. And I just realized in my head I'm going to complain. I shouldn't. But
yes.
Yeah, we went to the aquarium and it was a good idea. But I just don't like being around people, man. Like the people at the aquarium were a whole lot worse than some of the people at the protest. Everybody was fine and peaceful at the protest, but I don't know. I think some fights were gonna break out at the freaking aquarium in Long Beach, man. Everybody wanted to go for Father's Day, and I just hated people. I'll leave it at that.
I've never been.
The best. Your kid should get the front of the line. They are important. Get out the way. Elbows everywhere. Nobody needs to see anything but me. Those are people at the aquarium.
You know, it's funny. That reminds me of, remember a couple of years ago when Drew Brees and the Saints were at, were you there for that when he came? They did a joint practice
when the fence fell, right?
Yeah, and like this fan kept on sending his son over to get stuff signed. And once he had all the stuff that Brees signed, he's like, "Hey, be careful! There's kids over there. Hell, like, come on!" Like, yeah. Now that you got your stuff signed,
nobody said there's kids, or can we wait in line? Can you wait your turn? Can we, be nice to the stingrays that you're trying to touch and get them out the water? I didn't. I'm not gonna mess with that, but people did. But they were being a little too handsy when there's rules that say, "Hey, don't do that to the stingray," and then people are being dumb. But yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't really go in the most in public I go to is Costco. Like, I don't really like going in public. Like, I feel awkward when either at Padre games, Charger games, even at San Diego FC game, because like San Diego FC, I have buddies who have season tickets, so they'll message me, "Hey, come down and say hi." Okay, cool. I come down, say hi, and everything. And I just feel awkward. Like, people are bumping into you, this, that. I'm like, kind of want to show my badge, like, hey, like, don't get close.
Oh, yeah, do you know who I am?
Don't even bump shoulders with me. No, I'm kidding. No, and you know what? The atmosphere is really cool, but I just don't like. There's too many people. I just don't want too many people. So
yeah, the aquarium was great. Like, if I went on a day that wasn't crowded, I would have definitely enjoyed my time. But it's just,
I went to Long Beach for 2 years, and I never went to the aquarium.
Really, it was my first time actually going. I've never gone. And I'm like, this would be so much better if 60 people disappeared here. I mean, 60% of the people here disappeared, and it's just, me, my son, and Caroline.
You probably had Thanos'. Yeah, you were probably on that Thanos'.
Dude, I wanted to see the freaking sharks, man. Everybody was hogging the freaking views or the standing areas. And I'm like, all right, sorry, sharks, I won't see you today.
I'd be surprised if he went to Bubba Gump. Did you go?
I did not go. It was across. I think it was too crowded, and I feared that too many people from the aquarium went straight there. Not me. I went somewhere else.
They wanted to eat what was at the aquarium over.
Yeah, that too. But I wanted to stay away from those people, so I went across wherever that pier or whatever you want to call it. Pike. There you go.
I've been to Bubba Gump, the one over by Disneyland. That one's really good.
I think I've been to one, but I can't remember where.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Yeah, oh wow, Tom, that was That was a long time ago. Tom said he played football at Long Beach State many moons
when
ago.
they had football.
Long Beach State hasn't had a team since ball coach McCoy was the quarterback and Terrell Davis was the running back. Terrell Davis had to transfer out.
I knew Terrell Davis. I did not know
Mike McCoy,
was
I think Mike McCoy was the last quarterback of Long Beach, the last starting quarterback of Long Beach State.
Wait, so Terrell Davis went from Long Beach State to, was it
Georgia?
Georgia, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then his career took off from there. So
maybe like Victor said, maybe since 1998.
Yeah. George Allen was their last coach.
Wow.
Ooh, Christian, I do want to go check that out. The only thing is Plaza Bonita is a little bit, sometimes it's too crazy. I saw that a bunch of influencers were there. So Tacos El Frank is this place where if you cross into TJ, like right away, there's a place called Tacos El Frank. They've gotten like a Michelin whatever star or whatever. They're really good. They're kind of more gourmet tacos, like it's sirloin steak, good shrimp, all that stuff. They just opened one here at Plaza Bonita, and I haven't been just because I saw on TikTok there's a bunch of like influencers and stuff going. So I thought, oh, it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna wait for it to die down a little bit, and then I'm gonna go. But oh, Angel, I do apologize. We're gonna do it this.
Calling you out.
Last week was way too crazy. I had Gilbert even saw I was freaking out over a story I was writing. So put the blame on me. We'll get to it this week. Probably Friday.
Two. You heard it, Angel. You said two.
Yeah. What?
You said two. You said to it, or we get two shows this week?
We'll get to it. No.
Okay.
No. To it. No, and I'm going to draft you. You were at practice. I'm going to draft you to jump on with me. You were at practice.
We'll text. We'll see if I have time. This is my last week before vacation. I got to cram everything in. So I'll try.
Yeah, but Friday
squeeze you guys in.
Uber Goober Jock. I am not scared. I love TJ. I think TJ is great. The food's cheaper. The service is better. But yeah, I love going out to TJ. I think it's fun. I took Gilbert and Eric Williams one time. It was awesome. We had a great time.
Yes, but I'll complain about that one too. You took me to one that they really love, like drenching it with the freaking guacamole. I don't like those. What do they call those? The Tijuanenses tacos?
Yeah. That's a style. That's a style down
Imagine
there.
I walk into one of those places. I'm like, you know what? Don't give me the guac, even though that's the style. They'd probably kick me out.
And they start chanting.
Before we forget, shout out to all the followers in the comments and watching Compas on the Beat. Hopefully you had a good day.
Hey, by the way, that speaking of that, flip side, of course. Yeah, no, they starts Wednesday at 12 p.m. Oh, damn it, these guys. Oh no, should be home after the training. Training's at 10 a.m. Should be done back here. Yes, I will be watching that.
College World what series? I don't know.
No. Club World Cup. It's like this.
Oh, that crap. Yeah.
The winner gets $100 million. Hey, by the way, that crap. PSG versus Atletico had 80,000 people at the Rose Bowl, but I saw a bunch of TikToks of people complaining about the Rose Bowl because of it took 3 hours to get into the stadium and it took 2 hours to get out.
That was more people than the SoFi Stadium crowd. That one was empty.
Oh, because nobody cares about the Gold Cup. Everybody wants to go see.
It's something different. Wow. Okay.
The Gold Cup is like what countries competing for. Club World Cup is like clubs like Real Madrid, PSG, who just won the Champions League. They were there. Atletico, like a bunch of really good teams are going to be here. Then there's some obviously bad teams, but everybody. Oh, flip side, you were there. That's awesome. The atmosphere I heard was crazy, and then Atletico got freaking jail rocked by PSG.
I feel like you're roping me in, Fernando, but in I guess basketball terms, is it like the stupid in-season tournament? Is that what they're trying to do here?
No, it's just another tournament to add money. I mean, basically, the winner gets $100 million. So yeah, it is.
Well, the NFL trying to add more games.
It's them trying to bring European soccer to the U.S. and them trying to show like, hey, people in the U.S. care about this stuff. They do, but you have to send teams that people care about to the areas that are heavy, like Miami. Like Real Madrid's going to play. Real Madrid's going to fill a stadium.
Before that, they kick them all out, and then nobody's going to soccer games. Is that
kicking who out?
The people who care about soccer in this country.
No, shut up! You're an idiot. No. I told somebody.
It's going to be Cooper DeGene and just going to all the soccer games. Come on.
No. So there's a bunch of people. Like if they would have brought Real Madrid to LA, I'm definitely covering that. Like that would have been sick to go cover something like that. So yeah, flip side's right. It's all Saudi stuff. Saudi's getting into soccer as well, so they're into
boxing
everything.
and all that.
Yeah. So they were the ones that wanted
Really?
it in the U.S. because they thought that it would make a lot of money out here. I just don't know ultimately how much money it's going to get until they get into the group stages where you eliminate all the shit teams, all the Mexican teams, all the other teams, and you kind of just have the European teams left. Mexican soccer sucks. MLS is here and there, but Liga MX is terrible. Liga MX is terrible.
So I feel like at one point
MLS
we're all going to be all the jobs are going to be taken by Saudi money or AI generated jobs. So it's like that's all I hear about: Saudi money or AI generated.
I know. That's exactly where people are headed.
The future is headed.
Wait. Oh, all right. Let us get into the show, Gilbert. Yeah, natural grass. Yeah, that was great. I mean, because soccer teams aren't going to play on that artificial crap. That's why Real Madrid Stadium, like it has like 6 different or 7 different fields in it, so that they can go to supposedly they're going to go to turf when it's Miami versus. Can't remember who Miami. Oh, the Cincinnati. Is that who they're playing? One of them. When they play at Real Madrid Stadium, they're going to switch it to something else because they don't want them to ruin their grass for their stadium. So, all right.
Well, Leo Messi is traveling to Cincinnati sometimes. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Leo Messi is going to Cincinnati.
Don't know who that is. Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Well, he's the big draw. Everybody kind of wanted to see if Cristiano could be added to this, just to make it like, oh, hey, Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah. But Cristiano and Messi are both
taking that game off too.
What?
Any game that's not in warm weather, he's probably gonna take off.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay.
No, I think this is where I think they're gonna rig it. I think they're gonna rig it to where Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, like those. Like they're going to play in populated soccer heavy areas, Miami, New York, LA. Like that's where I think those guys are going to play. The finals in Dallas, which I just thought that was stupid. They should have either done it in New York or SoFi, but SoFi were bitching about the grass. So they didn't, they weren't able to get the final, unfortunately, because I would have been sick. That's like right here. I would have had a free ticket to it, but
oh yeah.
Alas, here we are. All right. Oh, crap, I'm dying. With our offseason divisional grades coming to an end, Gilbert, and we're obviously talking about the AFC and NFC North. Make your argument for the best division in football, Gilbert.
Best division in football. You know what? I'll give you a surprise here. I'm going to go NFC East, and it's also a lot of guessing, not from what I saw in the past. I don't want to hear those answers, by the way. Oh, yeah, the AFC West had 3 teams in the playoffs or whatever. But I think the Commanders are going to be good. Not as good as people are making them out to seem, but it's still going to be a pretty good team. The Eagles are going to be up there again as well. As you know, I'm high on the Cowboys too. Now, I can see 3 playoff teams. At least I think I predicted 3 playoff teams coming out the NFC East in 2025. And then I think the Giants are going to be competitive, but they're probably not winning enough games to make the playoffs. So to me, I'm going to go with a surprise pick, NFC East. Yeah, I get the North. NFC North is good. I get the AFC West is good. Who else is out there? I think that's about it. But to me, I think I'm going to go with a surprise pick, NFC East.
So let me just shit on everything.
Okay.
And then go into you just crapped on everything. So sure. I will go AFC West. I think the AFC West, 4 great head coaches. You have 2 solid quarterbacks. You have Geno Smith, and then you have kind of Bo Nix, who you don't know yet, like what you really have in him. What? It's not a knock.
I thought you were going to name Geno Smith as a solid quarterback, and then I realized you're going the other way.
What I saw from Geno Smith 2 years ago in Pete Carroll's last season, where they could have made the playoffs, and they couldn't because Geno blew 4, or he had 4 final possession, like the ball in his hand for the final possession, and they couldn't get over the hump and win those games. Like that to me was kind of whack. But I still think Geno is a major upgrade over AOC and Gardner Minshew. By the way, I did not know Gardner Minshew was on the Chiefs. That's crazy.
I learned that like a week ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know that
back
until a week
rankings
ago.
that I did.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I also think the Chiefs are obviously they've won the division. They're a team to reckon with. The Chargers are going to be as good, better. I still don't know. The defensive line and the offensive line are really going to be the two deciding factors when it comes to that. And then the Broncos, their defense is going to be a lot better. I think it's their offense where I have the most questions about. I know they signed J.K. Dobbins. They drafted R.J. Harvey, Audric Estime. So now it's like, well, who's going to be the main carrier for your ball club? We'll see what happens there. But a damn good division. I think it's going to be a slugfest. I'd be surprised if there's a blowout in any of these games, unless it's like last year where the Broncos blew out the Chiefs because the Chiefs had rested everybody. But other than that, I think all the games that are AFC West opponent, like when they play each other, I think they're all going to be slugfest because each of these teams play each other very well. The Chargers play the Chiefs well. The Raiders play the Chargers well. Like it's just a little bit of everything. But I definitely think that the Chargers are the Chiefs. AFC West. I think the AFC West is very good.
Fernando, you skipped one What's Up Bolt, so people think we're not doing any more Chargers content. Wow, you're talking about the Chargers, but
Robert, we are still doing Chargers content. We missed one What's Up Bolts last week because of me. I had another story I had to write. So
it's crucial for the comments, Fernando. You got to do What's Up Bolts, or people start.
I know. Yeah,
we're
gonna do it Friday.
Aaron Rodgers for the fourth week in a row.
Probably Friday morning, Friday evening, Friday, like right around there. We're gonna do it Friday though, just to kind of sum up everything that's happened. It's just that we haven't been and right now, Robert, we're just going through all the teams in different divisions. We did the Chargers like 3 weeks ago when we had, or the AFC West when we had Eric Williams on. So yeah, no, we've been we're still doing it. I mean, Gilbert and I were there last Thursday, so
I was out there.
Gilbert was out there. He got map quested the directions to the Bolt. So map quest. Yeah, it's a Gilbert loves when he gets map quested.
It was a big day. Rashawn Slater spoke and somebody else I forgot about that spoke. But yeah, it was a very exciting day. Yeah, Dayon Henley. It was a very exciting day.
That's when he got the certificate from the what's it called? From the
Best Attendance Award or something like that.
No, he got always yapping or best yapper.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He loved it. Yeah, the social media team gave it to him. He's like, well, you need talkers on your team. I'm like, yeah. I remember Richard Sherman used to say, you always need talkers on your team to be a good team, to be a great team. And I'm like, oh, I guess so. So
I'm glad you mentioned the AFC West to have some Chargers talk, Fernando. And let me add that by crapping on the AFC West a little bit to win my argument. Like, put it this way: NFC East has the Eagles as the best team. You put the Eagles on the AFC West, they're the best team immediately in that division, right? They just whooped on the Chiefs. And then if you go to the bottom,
I don't know about that because matchups. Matchups are different.
This is how I get you to talk good about the Chiefs. Okay.
No. I'm not saying the Chiefs, but like, how do you know the Broncos defense wouldn't play well against them with their cornerbacks and how aggressive they are?
It's not that easy.
That's the thing. It's just
I was just trying to rope you in. Let me do it again. It's like the worst team is the Giants. I rather have the Giants than the Raiders.
Really?
Yes. The defense for the Giants is so much better than half the teams in the league. And I get the quarterback situation is crappy, but I like the coach.
Who ends up with a better record, the Raiders or the Giants?
Huh?
Who ends up with a better record?
Giants or the Raiders?
Yeah.
Well, that's a different topic because the Giants have a much harder schedule playing in the NFC East and other good teams. They're going to be last, but they're going to
play each other this year, by the way.
If you switch the schedules, then maybe I'll take the Giants. They do? Everyone will find out. But the Giants, look at their defense, man. They could be really loaded.
No. Their defensive line. Their cornerbacks aren't that good.
They got Javon Holland, the safety from Miami. They got Paulson and Debo from the Saints. I guess their linebacker is kind of so. But they got some good DBs to help out that back end. Help out the front so the back end could be better. to me, that front's really good. It could be enough to carry them in some games, but yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Vic, you're right. All right, Gilbert. Let's do this.
That's nothing for my freaking point. I'm just saying the Giants are a better
All
team
right,
than the
Giants
Raiders. The Raiders have an easier
Commanders.
schedule. Get out of here.
Giants at Commanders to start off the season.
Give me the Commanders.
Giants at your Cowboys.
Cowboys. It's a hard schedule.
Chiefs at Giants.
Jeez.
Chargers at Giants.
Give me the Giants.
Wow.
Just
Giants at Saints.
Give me the Giants.
Wow. Eagles at
The
Giants.
Saints are terrible, regardless of schedule and division. What was
Eagles
it?
At Giants.
Oh, Eagles.
Giants at Broncos.
Broncos.
That's going to be 10-9. Giants at Eagles.
Eagles for sure.
49ers at Giants.
Giants, why not?
Giants at Bears.
Give me the Giants. I don't care for the Bears either.
Packers at Giants.
Give me the Giants. I don't care for the Packers either.
Giants at Lions.
Lions. That's yeah.
Giants at Patriots. Oh, this one's interesting.
Oh, at Patriots, give me New England. I like them this year.
Commanders at Giants.
I'll say the Giants get them. They'll split.
Wow. Vikings at Giants.
I show some love for the Vikings before they come after me.
Giants at Raiders.
Oh, give me the Giants for sure. I got
Cowboys at Giants.
Cowboys.
Vic, what is that?
Again, it does nothing here, but I think the Giants will be better than the Raiders team-wise.
Jeffrey. Remember, guys, this is the same dude that had the Raiders.
Now the guy is saying the Giants are better than the Raiders, but
7-10.
I play favorites here, apparently.
I'm surprised.
That's respectable. You don't see the Raiders going 7-10 with an easier schedule? I do.
But you're making my argument then.
But I'm saying the Giants with a harder schedule could probably win the same games that the Raiders can with an easier schedule.
I don't know. And you're putting too much faith in Russell Wilson.
Hey, Jackson Dart could take over.
Yeah, well, I think I've read in OTA or in OTAs and minicamp.
Struggling. Fine, Jameis Winston could take over. I won't say Tom DeVito, but
he's more media member than he is quarterback.
Jameis, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, at the Super Bowl, they had him all over the place. Like, they had him doing food trucks and this and that. I don't know what they were doing, but all right. Well, that's that.
Yeah. Gilbert, by the way, see, Robert, this is how I generate content in the middle of the summer where there's no football going on. This is what we do on this program. It doesn't have to be all Chargers. We have fun. We create debates and we find content for the universe.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much Chargers content to go off of right now. I mean, all right. Gilbert, who will have a better season in 2025, Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson?
I'm going to go Joe Burrow.
Wow.
I guess also the question is a little tricky, like in terms of what stats, playoff, how far do they go, wins, like again, we're just debating right here, but I think Joe Burrow's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. I think Joe Burrow's the second best quarterback in the NFL. You already know who's number one, but yeah, in terms of that, like I'd rather have Joe Burrow, and the question is the Bengals defense, can Burrow elevate his game to say, all right, defense, if you allow 24 points, I don't care. I'm going to make it work. Like that's pretty damn good. Lamar Jackson could do that to an extent, but he has a lot more help on that roster. So it's a very tricky question here, but I'm going to go Joe Burrow just because the aspect of not having another prime year wasted, not being left out of the playoffs again. Like, when's the last time they made it? Like 3 years ago? I think there's some kind of urgency there for Joe Burrow.
I actually went Lamar Jackson, surprisingly.
Ah, okay.
I think Lamar is going to have a better season than Joe just because you add in the running touchdowns and the passing touchdowns. And then obviously it seems like the Ravens got better defensively. Cornerback is just kind of their biggest issue. Safety, though, they might have one of the best tandems in the NFL with Malachi Starks being drafted.
Rookie,
they have Kyle Hamilton. They have a bunch of really good players. That defensive line's pretty good. Corner, again, is their Achilles heel right now on that defense. But going back to the offense, I mean, Lamar is he barely puts balls in there that are going to be intercepted. He doesn't really turn the ball over during the regular season all that much. So that's why if we're talking about regular season, I think Lamar is going to do I think Lamar is going to have a good, if not great. And then obviously, I think him and a bunch of media people feel like he got snubbed last year for the MVP. But I think at times you're going to need, if you're asking Joe Burrow for 17 games, hey, you're going to need to cover up for that defense. That's going to be exhausting. And there's just going to be games where he's not going to be able to do it, especially if he's facing a high powered offense. When it comes to Lamar doesn't have to do that. Lamar is able to trust his defense to be able to put teams on their asses. So that's why I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. And then obviously the Derrick Henry effect takes a lot of weight off from him. So he's able to do more. The only thing I'm just not buying is the DeAndre Hopkins.
Who cares?
Like move. Like I've heard media members like, oh, don't forget DeAndre Hopkins is there.
Yeah, who says that?
Well, no, I've heard it.
Forget what year it is or what? I got to throw with the Nick Chubb clip that freaking Dan put me on yesterday. Or when did he post it? No, it was just funny because some people on YouTube saw that clip of me crapping on Nick Chubb, and I'm like, okay, that's a good clip. But it's the same thing as DeAndre Hopkins. Like, what year is it? He's not gonna do anything. Get out of here. Clip that, Dan. Social media.
Oh, that'll actually that'll be pretty funny. But yeah, that's just on me. And then last year, I feel like he didn't really make a. I thought they were gonna split the MVP, kind of like they did with Steve McNair and Peyton Manning back in like 2000 something. They split it between both of them. I thought that's what they were gonna do, but yeah, because DeAndre didn't even do that much for the Chiefs last year. He only had like one or two really good games.
He couldn't even make it on the Titans. Come on, no offense to DeAndre Hopkins, but but even to the whole argument with the MVP, like I get people vote before the playoffs, but even the playoff game kind of showed you who was a better quarterback. Josh Allen beat Lamar Jackson, and who elevated their team to win that damn game. I get that freaking Mark Andrews dropped the freaking ball, but you have a better roster. You got more weapons. They were playing from behind most of the game. Like, look at Josh Allen's roster. Like, they're like Josh freaking Palmer is an option there. Shout out to the Chargers fans there who had to deal with Josh Palmer as an option. But in Joey Bosa can't stay healthy. Like this roster is really not that good. And Josh Allen elevates them. And that to me is what a most valuable player should be in terms of winning the award, not stats. And I get Lamar Jackson has crazy stats every single year. But the people crying about, oh, look at these stats here, they're unbelievable. I'm like, what does he do in the playoffs? Like, I'm tired of seeing it. So
regular season award.
Yeah. So to me, it's like fatigue should play a factor when you're doing this award too, especially when you fall short year after year. You're telling me who you are. And in terms of two guys that keep falling short, Josh Allen has better results. I think he's been to the AFC title game twice and Lamar one time. So doing more with less, to me, I think Josh Allen should have been the winner.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's just the route that I'm gonna go the opposite. But all right, let's get Vic in here. Well, I should just let fans know now, guys. We don't know what time Dan's gonna jump on. Dan is at football or at workouts, so. He said he will try and make it by the end of the show and dazzle you with giving Gilberto shit. So
there you have it. That's why I'm a filibuster here. I'm trying to solve for freaking Dan to be here. I'm over here making arguments about the Raiders and the Giants. Who gives a crap? But I'm here trying my best, man. Where the hell is the help?
Hey, some people think that the Raiders could be the second team in the division this year. So
let's get real. Nobody cares about these two teams. So why are we talking about them?
I know, but it's still funny. So Dan will be here as soon as he can. But yeah, let us bring in. I want to see if any movies were watched this weekend. Did I watch something? I did watch something. Let me get this next gentleman's perspective on what did I watch. I'll think about it. But here is Vic, the producer. Vic, how are you doing?
I'm good. Hold on, let me do this right. There we go.
I watched something over the weekend, and I thought, Ballerina.
Tell me, I saw it already. Tell me, give me your thoughts.
She usually comes out like she's like Sydney Sweeney. You get at least one shot and nothing.
Oh, I see.
In this movie,
she ever showed.
She was in a movie with Keanu Reeves where her and another woman have a threesome with Keanu Reeves. They seduce him. Yeah,
And she
no, it's
actually
an old movie.
showed-
That's why when I saw her and Keanu Reeves, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is actually pretty funny.
This is what you need, that website that they were trying to create in Knocked Up. You know, they're
Knocked Up.
Yeah, Skin or whatever it's called. I forgot.
I thought it was a better action movie that I've seen in a while. Like, I mean, the action was fine. I just thought it dragged out a little bit too much. I thought it was a little too long. But I mean, it was fine. Like I said, like usually when you get stories like that, the main character comes in. She's a young girl for like 10 minutes, and here she was a little girl for 40 minutes. Like, I just thought it was a little too long. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was fine.
The origin story.
I've never watched, surprisingly enough, I've never watched a John Wick film. So
no,
yeah,
really, they're really good.
They're really good.
Keanu Reeves in the 90s was great, and then after that, I was kind of like, but I'll watch it.
It's like a late career renaissance with these movies.
Flip side, well, what do you want me to tell you? Like, if you go and watch
honesty from Fernando here,
you didn't like it.
If you go and watch it for Ana de Armas, you're not going to be. I mean, I was like,
he's like, I didn't watch John Wick movies, but I went for her, and you're still disappointed.
No, I went with Dan and some other buddies, but I was just like, oh well, I'll go watch it, and in one of the. Well, no, I shouldn't say this, but well, no, I'll say it. So she takes off her foot.
Takes off her foot.
She takes off her sock, and it's all bloody. And I turn to somebody and I go, "I'd still kiss those feet. I don't give a shit." And they start laughing.
That wasn't worth the price of admission for you. Come on.
Huh? Yeah. No, I have that AMC pass. I actually went back and I got it.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, like
no, it wasn't an amputee.
I know the arm was amputee.
She took off her sock.
She's a ballerina, so like
she's an actual ballerina.
Her feet are all messed up because
So that's why I was like, oh, my bad. I took off her foot. I shouldn't have said take off her foot, but
she gets her ass kicked in this movie. I mean, like she gets thrown everywhere. She gets her like there's dudes beating the shit out of her, and I'm just like, wow, like. I guess we're okay with it, which is awesome to see. So, like just in terms of like the action, like if you're gonna make this an action movie and you're gonna make it in the John Wick, like you have to
universe. It has to be.
Yeah,
you have to lose a foot sometimes, or kill a dog, whatever, something crazy.
Yeah, she took a beating.
So like the Gilbert, the way this movie enters the John Wick universe is that this takes place between movie number 3 and movie number 4.
Oh.
So
and so that's how they're able to
connect to the John Wick universe.
It'll probably be on Max in a week or two.
Flip side, somebody that's not here right now was saying the exact same thing during the movie. He's like, "Don't let this fool you."
Yeah.
But yeah, no, interesting. I mean, again, for a pass that I paid $27 a month for, I mean, it's fine. You know which one you should go see? Oh shit, I just watched it. Final Destination.
How was that?
It's fucking. Oh, sorry. It's gnarly. No. Like there's a scene where you're just like, oh my. So there's a punker dude, and like there's a metal detector. You know those things that they put you in to get your X-rays. You know how they tell you don't have metal on you. Well, this punker dude, like he had earrings, he had his nipples pierced. Like you can imagine other stuff, and it all just comes through his shirt and goes straight towards the thing. Like it's that. It's entertaining and it's gruesome, but it's entertaining. So I would go watch that. But yeah, that's I've been kind of going to the movies lately. But
no, that's good. So have I. I told Gilbert and Alonso that I saw the worst movie I've seen in a long time, and it was The Materialist with Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Evans. They build it as a romantic comedy. It was not a romantic comedy. Like I would know what a romantic comedy is, and that wasn't it. And like Dakota Johnson is like one of the worst actors I've ever seen. Like,
wow,
I think Gal Gadot and her would.
Those are top 2 in terms of bad. Like that was really
bad.
That,
Dan. Put that
Tay Jackson, I have not watched Sinners. Why take that?
I'm surprised because like I just saw that Sinners is going to be, in terms of the original movies, it's going to pass Inception as the most money is made as an original film in the last, I want to say the last 15 years.
I need to watch it. I haven't watched. Is it still?
Yeah.
Well, I'll check it.
That was the last movie that I saw.
We're trying to get this. We're trying to go see this one as a group, but haven't heard from the guys yet.
Yeah,
it's not easy going to the movies when you have a kid who goes to bed at 7 p.m. So
yeah, shit on us.
I'm all living through you guys. What did you guys watch? What did you see? Let me know about it. I can't go out anymore.
That is with Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Oh, Aaron Taylor Johnson has a wicked story. I can't believe. He seems like he was groomed.
He was in Kick-Ass 1 and 2.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
He married the director, and the director's like 60 years old.
And he was in Bullet Train, and he just did Craven the Hunter.
That looked terrible.
Yeah, that was bad. All right,
Craven
let's get back to football.
People were enjoying the movie talk. It was better than Giants versus Raiders in June.
Well, let me ask you, something or nothing to both of you. Gilbert, I'll go with you. Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals resumed talks to seek a contract extension.
Just do the damn contract already. It's been over a year. Like, what are we doing here? You have no defense. Your rookie can't even go to the mandatory mini camp because for whatever reason, who knows what the hell's going on. Get the deal done. Why are we talking about they're talking now? Vic?
I'll say this. I was listening to Rich Eisen today, and he had on what's his name? Howie Long's son. I always forget his name.
Chris Long.
Chris Long. Yeah, and they were talking about this, and I thought it was interesting in terms of the rookie and who has leverage in this situation. And like Chris broke it down. They're like, well, look, there's two important dates. I think it was August 5th, which is, I think, the last day he can get traded or something. And then it was like November. If he doesn't play by then he's just gonna have to set out the rest of the season. And like, how much leverage?
Then he goes back into the draft next year.
That's wild,
right? And then like, and this was supposed to. This was like a terrible draft in terms of elite pass rushers. Like, and then you're going another year where you didn't play for a whole year. So at what point do you lose or whatever leverage you think you have? It's gonna come. It's gonna have to come sooner rather than later. And so I thought that was a great breakdown by Chris Long in terms of that. And then Trey Hendrickson, I think he has the bigger leverage here because, like, if I'm the Bengals, just give him a bunch of upfront money and do like that, because part of the problem is that players are not going to play on a non-guaranteed contract. Like, if they get hurt, that's it. Like, they don't get that money. And so I understand from Trey Hendrickson, we might not see him for a while until they actually give him a new contract. So these are both kind of fascinating. But at the end of the day, it just tells you that from everybody you hear, and I always remember this because we were at Super Bowl Radio Row when what's his name, Tyler Dragon, told us about how frugal the Bengals are, and like he broke it down. I remember people in the comments like, "Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about." Come to find out, this has been something that has been going around in league circles now for about 2 decades because of the owner is so cheap and the organization is so cheap when it comes to contracts. I mean,
this guy's not even a top example pick, and he's still digging his heels. It must be
Carson
so bad.
Palmer, remember, he's sad. Like, he's like, I'm not gonna play for you guys, and then they ended up trading him to the Raiders. So, I mean, this is just the way the Bengals do things, Gilbert.
Well, and the thing is too is that people think that they think that because they got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase done that they are, no, they're not frugal. No, they still are. Like, that's exactly what's gonna happen. A couple of years ago, I remember Joey Bosa in 2016. Everybody was wondering what would happen. I knew this rule because I remember with Joey Bosa, he sat out most of training camp. He signed his contract like a couple of weeks before the season started, and everybody's like, "Well, what happens?" Huh?
He got hurt his rookie year, no? Like, he missed the first 8-9 games.
No, he missed the first 4. Then he plays against the Raiders. He has 2 sacks. And like, everybody was surprised that Mike McCoy let him play that long because he did play a bunch of snaps, but he kept on disrupting, causing fumbles and stuff. So they left him in the game, but he missed the 4 for the, his second practice he got hurt and he pulled his hamstring, and then he waited until week 5 to play. But everybody was wondering what would happen. And I remember I said, yeah, he goes back into the draft, and everybody's like, no way could that. And do the Chargers get a first-round draft pick back? I'm like, no, like you pick that player, you and that player. But the problem is the Chargers hadn't been selecting top 5. They hadn't selected top 5 in a long time, so they weren't used to like having high draft picks and knowing that their contracts were all guaranteed. So that's what happened with Bosa and obviously his representatives are Tom Condon and those high-end agents. So those guys aren't messing around. But going back to Shamar, it's interesting. And he keeps talking. I mean, you stick a camera in front of this guy's face, he's going to talk.
That's pretty wild.
It's been pretty interesting to hear everything that
Hendrickson in the comments the other day too. It was like, this, my coworker, my colleague here is, maybe 99% right, but he's 1% wrong. Me, I'm 100% right. I'm like, what the hell? You're a rookie talking about your team captain or your leader. Like you probably
but then he also say he deserves it even more because he brought up like how many sacks that he led the league in sacks, and he was bumping them up too with stats.
But don't say he's 1% wrong. It's just like that's kind of.
Well, I'm just wondering what's going to happen with this because it's a pretty gnarly like back and forth to see this, and then what's the relationship going to be like, because even Zach Taylor's kind of talked about him, and he's been like he should be here, he should be practicing, he should be this, he should be that, and it just hasn't happened. So I'm interested to see how much, if this gets done and he signs his contract, where the relationship is going to be at with him and the coaching staff. Because look, he's going to have a lot to catch up on. He just missed a month and a half of work. Maybe he's working and everything on the side, but you have to have you have to be able to withstand the gruesome season, and he doesn't know what is happening on the field when it comes to the team. So that's going to be something interesting to watch right around where training camp starts for them. Real quick, Rams left tackle Alaric Jackson is dealing with blood clots. They signed DJ Humphries, who was with the Chiefs, I believe, last season. Gilbert, something or nothing?
Definitely something, man. I've been harping on this and on House of Horns, saying the Rams don't have depth at offensive line. They need to start building for the future. They can't keep relying on Rob Havenstein to stay healthy. And now it's the guy who was younger, who just got paid, the left tackle, Alaric Jackson, who was dealing with blood clots, which he already dealt with in his career, maybe a couple of years ago, maybe the year that I covered the Rams. So it's not a good look. Like he's a good story, man. He was undrafted. He worked his way up. He filled in for Joe Nopum, who couldn't, protect and play. I should keep it nice here. But he filled in and he was consistent and he got paid. And now this comes out of nowhere. And I thought when they signed DJ Humphries, I thought, oh, look at the Rams finally listening to me, get him some more depth for Rob Havenstein just in case. No, it's because of an emergency. They were forced to do it. So I don't know. I just came from Rams camp and I check out House of Horns where they're gonna make the playoffs, but people talking about Super Bowl, there's just too many red flags on this team for me to say Super Bowl contender. I say playoff contender and NFC West contender, but with limitations. So O-line's a problem now, secondary a problem, linebacker a problem. Very good with the pass rushers, very good with the skill players, very good at quarterback, very good coaching.
Safety.
But safety's pretty good too. But the other spots could definitely be an Achilles heel and hurt your season. And we saw it last year when Saquon Barkley went nuts on them. Now if you can't protect Stafford, then it's gonna fall off. But maybe he comes back. You never know with these things. I forget who else. No, I don't think it was. I was gonna say Russell Okung, but that was something else.
No, Damian Lillard had blood clots. The guy out of the guy on the defensive tackle, Christian Batemore for the Patriots.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is it Barrymore? I forget.
But
everybody has their own kind of timeline for this. It's very tricky. You never know who's going to come back or when, and are you going to be the same player? Think this and that. So he could come back and by training camp, or he might keep it safe and he doesn't play for the season. Who knows with this? This could be very bad. In terms of DJ Humphries, he was pretty good a couple of years ago. I thought he was going to get a job last year, but I think his injury, I think he popped his Achilles 2 years ago. Took him a while to recover, and he wasn't signed until like halfway through the season for the Chiefs. So a good player, but he's still also a bit of an unknown who hasn't played in over a year.
Vic?
Yeah, and then they also signed Quisenberry, another offensive lineman, for that same reason too. And we've talked about it, Gilbert. I think, that offensive line, I still worries me. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. They brought in reinforcements, but how good are they going to be? I understand what they're trying to do in terms of the Sean McVay. I don't know if you'll have a chance to show this, Fernando, but there's that video of Cooper Kupp, I think this weekend, where he pretty much breaks down like what's been happening with the Rams offense since like 2017 till he was with the Rams last season, and he did a great job in terms of like everybody's caught up to Sean McVay, and now it's up to him. He's been good about evolving as a play caller and kind of changing up his offense to look more like what Kyle Shanahan and some of the other guys that he knows, and being more of a run heavy team. And so one of the things that we talked about on House of Horns is whether or not we get to see more 12 personnel, maybe some 13 personnel, now that they've also added another tight end to in the draft in Ferguson. So I think you might see more of that if that's the case. If Lamar Jackson is not ready, he might have to adjust throughout the season, because you don't want to get the one thing that's going to keep them in the Super Bowl conversation is keeping Matthew Stafford healthy. And if he's not healthy, then it's just there goes your season. So you can have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams, but if you can't keep him, if you can't keep Matthew Stafford healthy, forget about it. There's no way you're a Super Bowl contender.
Can you take this off, Vic?
Yeah,
it's this one, right?
Is it harder to face defenses now compared to a couple years ago?
Yeah, it is from my perspective. This is from my perspective. So don't get, no one won't even get offended. Here we go. So in 2017, 2018, Sean McVay's offense is ahead of the game. There were times we were in place and like they have no idea what is going on, and we were just manipulating them, moving them to where we wanted to go. It was stupid. 2019, defenses start catching on. There's a little bit of this Vic Fangio thing that comes on. It's like, okay, late in 2018, there was some stuff that's like showed that they could kind of stop this offense a little bit. But 2019, you start seeing some more of this cover 4, some of the 6-1 stuff. You see safeties now playing things, from depth and being able to cancel things across. 2020 comes. Brandon Staley gets hired to LA. Brandon Staley was with Fangio in Chicago. Staley in 1 year puts together the #1 defense in the league. Now Staley's thing is all about concept recognition, concept match, being able to be like cancel routes, move on to new things. Now you've got a defense that's not just dropping to spots, but now they're playing the offense. Right. And now more and more of this is shifted and molded into this defenses. Now they're holding these shells and being able to say, hey, you're not going to see what we're doing pre-snap. We're going to show you late. We're going to bring pressures from all different directions. We're not just going to be dropping into spots. We're going to be matching. We're going to be playing zone stuff underneath. The complexity of the defenses has gotten so much more because the offenses have also started doing so much more that you have to be able to have answers for it defensively. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And
that's a great breakdown.
So whole lot. Pretty much the simple answer is a whole lot going on pre-snap and trying to take it forward.
Well, he said he was on that Super Bowl team, right? That lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah, so that was rough, obviously, with the way the Patriots.
That's when they got exposed. Yeah, that's when they got exposed.
Yeah. Well, Jared Goff got exposed.
Yeah.
They kept on switching. Yeah. All that.
The beginning of the end for Jared Goff and then
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was Belichick doing great homework on that, because he took that big Fangio. He saw that game against Chicago Bears and he's like, oh, okay. And he ran the same thing and just what did they score? 6 points in that Super Bowl?
That was the Super Bowl that everybody was bitching, and they're like, it was boring.
It was like a 9-3 Super Bowl.
No, it was 13-9. Yeah. But what was interesting, or 17-9, something like that. But the crazy part was, if you're watching, what Bill Belichick's doing, you're like, holy crap, like this is amazing. Like what he was able to design with his team and everything. I mean, his defense was definitely great. So that's just my yeah, I don't know what else to say. That's definitely great.
What else we got?
Can you take this off real quick, Vic?
Yeah, of course.
Did you hear what Jeffrey Simmons said on before camp? Listen to what he had to say about trash talking his rookie quarterback.
Past weekend, I was like, I'm gonna be talking smack to you too. So, it's fun. I think at the end of the day, as you guys saw it and I saw it myself, that when you can have a guy with that much confidence as a rookie. I haven't spent that much time around Cam, and we talked going back and forth, talking smack with each other, and he was able to get back in the huddle and still throw the ball down the middle of the field. So I think that was the most impressive thing, not him talking smack to me, but I think being able to get back in the huddle, get the play to the guys, and still operate the offense. I think that was the most impressive thing past week.
And then real quick, this is what Cam had to say about what his defensive tackle said.
It's been good. I need somebody like that, especially somebody like Jeff who's going to let you know he's there. Every time he's one of the best defensive tackles in the league, if not the best. I'm glad he's on my team. I'm glad he's not one of the ones who gets a chance to get a free shot at me. But I'm happy I'm playing with him. I know he's.
It's June when we're talking Tennessee Titans on the show.
Really good. It's been good. I need some.
Are you just gonna shit on everybody today?
Well, remember
we got the AFC South last week.
Gilbert, so I understand where he's coming from.
And I'm also carrying the heel roll because Dan's taking a sweet time, whatever.
Oh, I know. But
and real quick, Fernando, did you miss the video of Calvin really posting that Cam Ward got pissed off playing ping pong, so he broke his handle or whatever you want to call it, the paddle?
I didn't see that video.
He freaking broke it, and they called him out on it. So,
oh wow.
I did a story on Cam Ward before the draft, and I spoke to his OC at Miami, and I asked him about that being like a little too competitive, overly competitive, because we saw the video with Shadur Sanders. They were talking trash when they were working out, and he's like, honestly, like he could do it because he's able to be demanding on the field. He's able to be super competitive in the locker room, on the field practice, but in the locker room, he could still somehow switch it to be your friend or like, hey, you know what? It's all jokes and fun and game. I'm being professional. I think we're seeing it with Justin Herbert a little bit, Fernando. They're different people, but you're demanding on the football field and you're able to kind of distinguish between football field and being friends in the locker room. That's a good trait to have. So I think with him, I don't think I'm too concerned about him being too overly competitive, but breaking a paddle during ping pong, it's kind of weird, but also it shows your sign that you care. You're very competitive.
Yeah, no, and I think what lately what the NFL has kind of been is that it doesn't have to just be one way that quarterbacks are. I mean, we see kind of the way Justin is. Jalen seems like he's also to himself. Mahomes is a little bit more out there, more diva-esque, I guess. There are some quarterbacks that are out there. I mean, I feel like obviously in the 2000s, Tom Brady was out there. He kind of was held back by the Bill Belichick thing. Peyton Manning would break down plays. Phillip Rivers would break down plays. You had some, I guess, quote unquote, bad boys, Jay Cutler, who would talk shit to Phillip Rivers. I mean, you just had a mix of everything. I think these guys are a little bit more even keel, but I definitely think that I like that Jeffrey is kind of, that's a little bit more of preparing him for what's going to happen. I mean, you're going to get trash talk. You're going to get guys that are going to say a bunch of outlandish stuff, and you got to be prepared for it. I know people think that the NFL is this sweet, cuddly league that has changed from the way it was in years past, where trash talking doesn't happen. Trash talking happens, and it gets aggressive. So I definitely think that there's still going to be trash talk. So I think Jeffrey's preparing him for what to expect, especially with some of the teams that they're going to play this season. So I'm all for it. Keep the trash talking coming.
They start against the Denver Broncos. So yeah,
in Denver. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough.
It's going to be at least 3 interceptions, I'm going to say.
You say 3?
At least, yeah. It's gonna be
because Gilbert says that the Tennessee Titans have no weapons.
They don't.
He's like, who are their receivers?
This is not a knock on Cam Moore. This is
Calvin?
On a terrible skill position.
And that's why I thought, and I get it, that there's a lot of criticism to Tom Telesco. I thought the one thing that I've noticed that he said on that podcast on the 33rd, what the most interesting thing was, when he was getting ready to pick for the Raiders, he thought, you know what? I know I'm going to have to select a quarterback down the line. It's not going to happen here. I need to get him weapons. I'm gonna go get the best tight end out there. He's like, I need to get weapons around him so that when I bring in a rookie quarterback, he is able to adjust to life because he has great weapons. Same way Justin Herbert was able to come in. He has Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler. So I actually agree with that method instead of just throwing a quarterback out there and be like, do something. I mean, even the great Jaden Daniels had Terry McLaurin. Like, Terry's great. Yeah. He's a great underrated receiver. You have to have at least one weapon that you can depend on. I think, unfortunately for Cam, it's going to be Calvin Ridley is going to be the guy that he's going to have to depend on. But, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the moment you've been waiting for.
The show's almost over. What are we doing here?
The show is barely starting.
Don't worry, I just ignore Gilberto's barbs now because I know he realizes every single time your boy, the man, the myth, the legend, Dan and Dago comes on this very here program, it becomes a Dan and Dago show, and we just put him to the side over there in the corner. We don't even know who he is half the time. We just look at some shitty articles that some company writes and posts out there, and we just talk about that, so no big deal.
I've just been carrying the show here for an hour, having the comments, lively because they're animated with my hot takes here. Like, where are you to help tag me out, man? I'm the heel.
Yeah. That's right, because we do tag team as a bad
I'm
guy.
actually giving a compliment.
We are.
Gilbert basically said that he would take the Giants over the Raiders right now.
The Giants over the Raiders, really?
Yeah, to have a better record.
That is kind of hot, but I mean, like,
because I told him I think
for me,
the division that I think is the hardest or the most interesting is the AFC West. He went with the NFC East, so he's like, well, let me shit on your argument by saying the worst two teams in these divisions are the Raiders and the and the Raiders and the Giants. And I was like, I think the Raiders are better than the Giants. He's like, get out of here. And he started making an argument.
I don't think maybe you're like not totally wrong because I mean they have some stuff over there. They drafted a few
quarterback.
Well, that's the thing. Like, but upside of Jackson Dart or AOC and what's it called?
You combine Jameis and Russell and Dart together. It's better than Geno Smith. Okay, so
I mean they have Russell Wilson.
Geno Smith is Geno Smith. Come on, that's not having freaking Joe Burrow here.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I tend to like be on your side a little bit, but I just think like I have more faith in Pete Carroll with that shithead roster to figure it out more than.
It seems like the Giants are headed for a divorce when it comes to head coach, and
that's my thing. Like,
and
there's going to be a lot of
again. Kobe Myers is the number one wide receiver with the Raiders. Come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah, but you have Brock Bowers, you have Michael Mayer.
Come on.
You said Malik Neighbors wasn't the number one receiver. It was Brian Thomas Jr.
No, I'm talking about in these rosters. The Raiders will kill for Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. Who would you rather have, Gilbert? Who would you rather have, Malik Neighbors or Brock Bowers?
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. Inside out.
It's a good question. Brock Bowers is really good, but like he's still.
I think the way we've seen teams win Super Bowls in the last decade, I would rather go Brock Bowers.
Oh, Travis Kelce compliment there, Fernando.
That guy's trash. That guy's ass. No one buys that. Mr. Swift.
All right. Let's go with who is the best. Who's going to be the best offensive team in 2025 in this NFL season? Dan, go ahead.
Easy, no big deal. Greg Roman's going to quit using Just for Men, and he's not going to be high at the games, and it's going to be the son of Odin, baby.
Oh, that's why people complain
the team.
That we don't get Chargers stock here. Dan's here now. Dan's here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Our Chargers content is now here.
Exactly.
Best offense.
Here
Chargers,
I am.
And here's why.
Here I am. That's right. Don't you worry. We're gonna be a lot better, my guy. We're gonna be a lot
can you take it off real quick?
Better than your freaking Arizona Cardinals and your dog Kyler. I'm willing to bet you, Gilberto, they're going to be a better there you go. What more do you need? This is AI, but it's real in my heart. Look at this.
That was generated by Saudi money.
Look at it. Whoa.
Look at that, Dan.
Whoa.
What's happening there, Dan?
He's getting ready. The lightning's coming in. He's
excited.
What?
Huh?
That's not his face, right? That's someone else.
Yeah, that's somebody else.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I didn't even notice that.
Okay.
AI is freaking crazy.
The lightning emanates from all places of his body because that's how dog he is. That's how big of a dog he is. Diddy Sweeney, hit him up. He's on Sasquatch too. We're ready for our Super Bowl run. We got to get Sidney Sweeney in there. But yeah, I think the team's going to be better.
Does she have all 2 legs? I would say all 4 legs.
What is?
Oh,
what
because I was talking about ballerina, and I said she took
the
off her
Arbus is going to
foot.
be a Chargers fan.
She took off her foot. What are you talking about?
I meant to say her sock.
Oh, so
And
you're
this
into
one
some
was
weird.
going-
You have feet fetish now. You're trying to bring
Yeah,
that on the
apparently,
No,
program
yeah.
here.
remember
You
what I
missed.
told Keenan? I'm like, I would have.
Yeah,
Kind of, because he said he would still.
I would still kiss those feet. Yeah, hell yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry. Anna de Armas, like, it would take a lot for me to say no. You know what I
I
mean?
know
Like,
exactly.
Oh yeah, okay, good.
What about her beating up men?
oh, that's a no for me, dog. Like, that's just stupid to me. It's just not real. It's not real, dude.
You wouldn't
Okay.
take a beating from her to okay, never mind.
Yeah, but like to say I'm gonna allow it, yeah. Well, if I wanted to stop it, could I? That's obvious. Like, what are we even talking about? Like, that's
All right.
1,000 years old. That's a tale as old as time.
Again, you have Amar'Dion Hampton, you have Najee Harris, you have
What?
Trey Harris,
What?
Ladd McConkey,
What?
you have Justin Herbert.
The
Not
son
JK
of
Dobbins.
Odin,
Not JK anymore.
God of lightning. Yeah, but that's gonna turn into a pick, hopefully. But you know what I mean? I think they're gonna be better. I'm willing to bet they're gonna be better. I'm willing to bet Justin Herbert has a better year than Caleb or whoever you want of your teams. Who are your teams again?
The Cowboys.
Oh, I'm willing to bet that he'll have a better year than Dak
Where are
Prescott.
my teams again?
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, better year than Caleb
Murray.
Williams.
Yeah, we need you to
Way
rank
better.
your
Way better.
teams, Gilbert.
No, you know what?
Those
I'm
are
gonna
my
order.
2024 teams for them though. Only one of them is 2025.
I'm gonna order the
The
whiteboard
Raiders.
maybe for next show.
That's
Oh,
2024
Gino
again.
for sure. Gino for no, you stop. You started flirting with them again because you were letting Eric talk you into that with
Oh,
my
Dan
boy
watched the
Pete.
show.
No,
My boy
I was
Pete,
just
my boy
answering the
Pete.
questions that Victor's asking on the show. I'm not
Sure,
saying they're going to
sure.
be Super
I
Bowl.
didn't know you're a big Raider guy. All of it.
Okay.
Do you walk in the hallway and then you start going, Raider?
Hey, if Tom Brady could be part of the team, why can't I?
Oh,
Wow.
that's true. Yeah, I like that, Tom. Tom knows what he's talking about right here. Hilberto's
Vic,
got
Yeah,
what's your pick
my
for
316.
best offense?
I went, you know, I had to debate between the Eagles.
I had to think this over like for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah. And so I ended up going with the Baltimore Ravens. And you made some good points earlier about Lamar Jackson and this offense. I think the offensive line improved a lot over the last year. And I just want to see how they go about this. I think the biggest thing is, how do you go about stopping this team? They should have won that game against the Bills. You know, the tight end, misses the fumbles earlier in the game, and then drops the 2-point conversion in the playoffs. So I really like this team. I want to see what I think they're going to take that next step with Lamar Jackson. You bring in D-Hop, you can do more shoulder throws to him, and it'll be interesting to see what they end up doing there. Someone make an AI video of that.
Why would you rob me the pleasure of suplexing him? I'll do that live. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't let some machine do it.
He's a father now.
Yeah.
come
Oh
on.
yeah. If I hear I'm not the
Don't run into
Godfather,
him at the aquarium.
Yeah, please.
His
At the
weapons are just
what?
the only thing. Like was I the only ones that was surprised that Bateman got an extension?
Oh, yeah, me too. They were trying to trade the guy.
see, there's my boy.
But it wasn't
See,
like a big
he's
contract
waiting
or
to
anything.
he's waiting to hear Dan Dago's thoughts. That's why he's starting to whine over there. I heard that right there.
Oh, you hear him? Yeah.
Oh, that's
Come
my
on,
dog.
let's go to bed. So hurry up.
My dog Julian.
All right,
I'm surprised you
I
can hear
went
him.
with the
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills.
Supersonic.
Yeah, that is super hearing. Damn,
Obviously,
impressive.
Josh Allen. Oh, well, he has the earphones. Josh Allen, James Cook, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman. I thought he had some good moments last year. He needs to find his way, obviously. They have Joshua Palmer, Dawson Knox. I'm expecting a little bit more from Dalton Kincaid this year. First round pick. I feel like he's kind of been up and down a little bit since being selected a couple years ago. But I definitely think that offense is going to take the next step. I think their offensive line should be still good. The only thing is, this year I wouldn't put Josh Allen in any risk. Stop letting him take that beating. He's a married man now.
Yes.
He's going to be weaker in the
Mrs.
knees,
Hawkeye.
so he's going to need to score some of that. Or they're still going to need him, and they're going to depend on him. But hopefully, they can get the whole James Cook thing settled, because they're going to need that run game, especially with Josh Allen, so that he doesn't take as much of a beating as he has in years past. But I definitely think that offense is going to be very, very good this season. Gilbert?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of went something differently. You guys make good points here, and it's a tough one because it's not the Chargers. Let's just put it. Let's just be clear here. It's on the Chargers, but I like the Bills. I like the Ravens. I even like the Lions. I kind of worry about the Lions a little bit, but I'm going to make a case for I'm not too worried about the Lions. Even the Eagles could be. They're just a different team, but they run the ball a little more. But I'm going to go with Joe Burrow. They got Jamar Chase, got T. Higgins, and here's why. Like when you have a crappy defense and you're like in a shootout, like you have to be aggressive and throw the ball downfield. Like for those reasons alone, like it's like okay. Keep throwing Joe Burrow. Keep giving up points on the other side. So, to me, when you look at the stats and the points and the yards, it's probably going to be the Bengals again because of the terrible defense. So, I don't know if that means they're going to be the best offense in the league. And honestly, I'm not even sure who was the best offense a year ago. It's a tough argument, but just to be different, I'm going to go with the Bengals because they have to score a lot of points to put a terrible defense.
The only reason why I didn't go with the Eagles were my second choice, but then I know that there's always this like imbalance in the NFC East where they're good, they're bad, they're this, they're that. I feel like this could be like that hangover after the Super Bowl where they're like, oh, well, injuries happen, some other stuff happens. So that's why I didn't go with the Eagles, but I think the Eagles offense is you have the best offensive line. The tush push didn't get banned. Their weakest point, if we're being honest, is Jalen Hurts, and that's not even a big weakest point. Like they just have good players everywhere. They have a great running back. They have a great receiving tandem. They have a generational offensive line, and their weakest point really is the quarterback position. But yet he's still a serviceable quarterback. Or even in the Super Bowl, I thought in the playoffs he did okay. I thought in the Super Bowl he actually played really well, except for that. Well, no, he had that pick, but other than that, I mean, I thought he was fantastic. But yeah, I was gonna go with the Eagles second, but yeah, no. Good,
I'm willing to bet you the Chargers will have a better offense than your Bengals over there.
Ooh, what kind of bet are we?
Come on, Jamar Chase lives in Cincinnati. What do you have?
What does that matter? But they're going to
be so talking about stock boys and
they're going to be so one-dimensional. They're going to be so one-dimensional. It's not going to work like people think. That's just my opinion.
No, I'm not saying they're going to win a bunch of games. I'm just saying they're going to have the best offense and still have a crappy defense, just like last year. And they're going to be forced to be aggressive because of the situation of football they have.
Yeah,
come on, read the question, guys.
No.
Not better team.
It's not going to be as good. I'm telling you, they're not going to I think they're going to run into a wall at some point. I think very quick. Like they're not going to be able to score points.
They still haven't improved that offensive. That offensive line is still bad.
But then on top of that, like what? You're just not going to run the football, or what? You don't have Lamar back there to be the extra running back and run some options. And stuff
was pretty good towards the end last year.
So I mean, that's my thing. If you're not effective in the run game, that's going to be interesting to me. If you're like, in my opinion, if you have Joe Burrow drop back 50 times in a game, that's losing football. I don't care. It's losing football.
They had Joe Mixon and they just traded him away to Houston, which was pretty surprising.
But I thought there was beef.
The top the top five offensive teams according to last season was the Ravens, Lions, Buccaneers, 49ers, and Packers.
Yeah, and I can tell you what the Lions were doing most of the time. Sure shit wasn't drop back with Jared Goff over there.
All right.
Bucks also a good choice, by the way.
Let's go to the AFC North. We'll continue our grades.
North.
I'll go first. I chose the Bengals. They re-signed BJ Hill, their defensive tackle. They got Mike Gesicki to come back, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. That's great. But I have to look at the problems that they have, and that is the defense, and I'd have to give it a C. Not just that, but then you look at the two problems that they have, Trey Hendrickson and Shamar Stewart. Are you going to be able to get both of those things fixed? Are you going to be able to give Trey Hendrickson a contract that he's good with? I think they said ballpark around $30 million is what he's looking for a year. I think right now he's making like 18 to 20, or 20, right around there. So he's going to want a big increase. Are you going to be able to put that on your books? Are you just going to – did they already restructure Joe or no? Maybe –
Not yet.
Okay, maybe they'll do something like that, but I just don't know. I just feel like they've chosen their battles, and I get it, but why wouldn't you want Trey Hendrickson there? And then the Shamar thing is is crazy. Oh, he's making 16. Okay, so
the first round pick. But didn't someone say that supposedly the second round pick also is like not signing or dragging his feet?
Only 2 second round picks have signed in the whole NFL. Not even Trey Harris has signed his contract.
Well, one of those 2 better be my damn second round pick. We better get that.
No,
shit
he
going.
hasn't signed yet.
By the way, do you guys know who the last second rounder to sign was last year? It happened on June 17.
Oh, really? Who was
Dan
it?
McConkey.
Yeah, look at that. Point for Gilbert.
Oh, wow. That's why he's the expert.
Come on.
But yeah, I'd have to give him a C. I mean, again, it's great that they got the offense taken care of, but with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, that offense was going to be taken care of. It's that defense that you have a big weakness in, and you can't just ask Joe Burrow to put up 40 a game. No offense is going to be able to put up 40 a game. So yeah.
Watch him do it.
Yeah, then they'll lose 47-40.
Yeah,
Genius.
I was going to ask you guys, how much do you guys think the changing of the defensive coordinator? You go from Lou Adarumo to Al Golden. You bring in a defensive coordinator from college in Notre Dame.
Well, Al was great. I mean, I remember talking to him a couple of times out there, and Al was great. And he was their linebackers coach when they went to the Super Bowl. When they went to the Super Bowl against the Rams. And by the way, he did not like that final penalty called.
Because it was bullshit. We all know it was. Anyone who has eyes and understands the games knows some of these Super Bowls you watch and you're like, okay, this is just bullshit right here.
I think he's going to be a great offensive mind. The thing is, too, is that I don't see the being from college going into the pros as a disadvantage. I actually think you might connect better with the players, and kind of what. If you know what an 18-year-old and 21-year-old is thinking and saying, you're going to understand some of these guys. So I'm just interested to see what his scheme is going to be here now in the NFL, what he's going to decide to run. But no, I just don't know. Is his defensive scheme going to be able to do what it did at Notre Dame, where even if they had injuries, because they had multiple injuries, they were able to kind of mask it with some of their play all around. I just don't know if he's going to be able to do that in the NFL. Gilbert, why don't you hit us with your team?
Yeah, I got the Steelers, right? So for the sake of the people here, I don't want to annoy people in the comments with the Aaron Rodgers talk. We talked about them last week. They're going to be better, but honestly, I don't even know how much better. They might be one and done. Maybe I said last week, maybe they'll win a playoff game, but I don't know. They're not going to be Super Bowl contenders, but they are better. Again, let's keep it real. Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. So I'll keep it at that. And then I want to annoy people. I'm done with the Steelers. And my grade, I think I gave them like a B. I'll give them a B.
They're one of your offseason winners.
Yeah.
In your story. Mine is I got the Baltimore Ravens, and I gave them a C. They brought back some, Ronnie Stanley. I thought that was a huge getting Ronnie Stanley back, being able to have that extra money because of the CBA going up. And then, of course, you bring in, Malachi Starks, which you brought up earlier. You also get Mike Green. That's been my biggest issue with the Ravens has been their defensive ends. You bring in a Mike Green who's able to do both things outside of, I get it. He has some off the field issues, but in terms of what he can do on the field, he's been good. I think the elephant in the closet in terms of this team has been taken care of in terms of, the kicking situation. They went out, they released their kicker, and now, they drafted Tyler Loop. So we'll see how, their kicking goes. But I give them a C just because this team is ready to go. If they can just they just need to get over the hump. They have everything you need to win the Super Bowl. They just got to get past, and it's a gauntlet going past Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
It seems like Allen's also kind of casting a shadow over Baltimore. So it seems like you have to get over Baltimore.
Third in the ranking.
Like they've beaten Baltimore. They beat Baltimore.
Who's the bigger loser from the two? It's the Ravens.
No, you're like, who's the quickest to number two? Like, yeah, those
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Is that it's not just the Chiefs that cast a big shot. Like the Buffalo Bills are going to be a tough out for them as well. Like that's a tough team that
But I
they.
get what Dan is
sure.
saying. Let's not praise the
Sure.
Bills for also
Yeah,
being
but
a
come
loser.
on, as a shadow,
What?
if it's the only people who have shadows are the ones who actually win. Both of them have choked so much to Mahomes. I don't even want to hear about him anymore.
Well, the Bills
I
have
don't
been to the
wanna hear it.
playoffs 6 years in a row. They can't even get to the damn Super Bowl. I think that's a record.
Well, they've lost
Exactly.
to Derrick Henry before. They've lost to they lose to those nitty gritty teams that are almost exactly like them.
It's gonna be a 30 for
Yeah.
30 on the Bills
Angel
and
Angel
the
knows.
Ravens for never getting to the Super Bowl. Watch.
It's a joke. Like
Um,
you have everybody arguing that Lamar Jackson's an MVP throwing into triple coverage to get intercepted in the AFC Championship. Great.
Oh, Dan
Well,
was
there
so
goes my
pissed,
hope
dude.
of not watching this moron win another Super Bowl. So
And then they don't show
Yeah, no,
his.
I'm tired. I'm tired of both of those teams. You know, you have the other one who knows. Well,
Because
no,
they
I'm not
show
gonna
they
say
show
that.
what's her name also up there when Travis does
It's just
something.
terrible. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, no, I'm tired of hearing. Oh, the Bills are going to be so good in the AFC. How about we just wait and see? Can we do that anymore? Let's watch them in January. Then we'll see what's going
That's my
on.
tag team partner right there for the heels.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
All right, Dan,
I'm
go with your team.
Who did I even have? Oh, the Browns. Oh, the Browns getting A++ because let me tell you something. They got in that they got Shador Sanders, baby. And I have my sources telling me that he's going 10 for 10, 300 yards and 8 touchdowns.
The
in
graphic
practice.
chart on X. That's your source.
Every
Oh,
time
dude.
I always send it to him.
I don't know who's more locked in. Shador on
intern?
the field or maybe Watson with the masseuses. Who knows?
Oh my God.
They say the intern keeping track of these completions and
Oh, no one cares. It's all a joke. It's Cleveland. Like Cleveland at this point is going to be a meme pretty soon. Like it's not because the best part, the thing that people don't understand is like, let's just say he's third string. Okay, let's just say Shador is third string.
Who's gonna place a call?
Could you imagine if the first two strings suck ass? How quick that's gonna? Well, you know, I haven't gotten a shot yet. I mean, I can't get any worse.
And who's gonna be tweeting?
Oh, Papa Dion, baby. He's gonna be like, I ain't worried about no buffs. I'm worried about my son Shador. And don't forget about Shiloh. He's in Tampa
Where's
Bay. Don't
Shiloh
forget
at?
about Shiloh. Don't forget about Shiloh. He's out in Tampa Bay. He's wearing my number. It's gonna bring him luck. But we'll see.
All right, let's go over to
Wow.
the AFC or NFC North. Dan, why don't you take it? Why don't you go ahead?
Who did I pick? What'd you
The
say?
Detroit
NFC?
Lions
NFC?
or no?
No, he has
No,
his
the Bears.
favorite
The Bears.
team.
Oh yeah, the Green Bay Packers. You know, I give him an F because I hate LaFleur. I hate his guts. You don't know what you have at wide receiver. I think they're all, once he's done getting worried about, threading his eyebrows, like I keep saying, and getting a lineup every 2 days, maybe they'll have a chance. I don't know. You still have to wait and see what Jordan Love is because, I mean, everybody was ready to crown him, and then all of a sudden.
What about their biggest fan that you know?
Oh, he's a scumbag, 100% bona fide scumbag. He talks trash about the time I want to go see movies, says that I'm an old man because I'm in bed at 8:30. So, yeah, no, I have no sympathy for the cheese-eating bastard or his shitty team out in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So, yeah, I don't think – I think they're going to be the bottom feeder of the division. Watch.
Oh, even more than the Bears?
That would be funny, wouldn't it, if they really were the bottom feeder? No, I don't know. I mean, for whatever reason, the little, trying to think of a polite word now. The little not so friendly little bastard figures out a way to get into the playoffs. So, I mean, we'll see.
Hey, Dan, you should clip that part where you just said about the Packers and post it on social media just to get some of the trolls in the comments.
Oh, it doesn't bother me. I mean, everybody knows. Like, anyone who watches the show know that I'm not an analyst. I just give you my ass analysis, however you think that is. Like, I'm not here trying to. Oh yeah. Let's talk about this, Hilberto. Let me tell you. Well, Jordan Love and the addition of whoever they drafted in the first round is a receiver, and they haven't drafted a receiver in 20 years.
That's what Hilberto tried to do with the Raiders Chargers. Remember that, Dan?
Exactly. I don't care. It's not real. It doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. Get me to August. Get me to September. That's when the real season starts. Get me to September. July? No, that's all fake. It's all preseason. When is week 1? Is it August or is it September?
September. First week of September.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, get me to September. That's when real.
We're gonna
football
send you to
starts.
Brazil.
Don't you mean
Dan.
February because the Chargers are never in February?
I would
Wow.
go to Brazil.
Did you
and
hear that?
just, No. What?
Don't you mean
What?
February because the Chargers never play in February? But okay.
Wow.
How one game really?
Get to February. Come on, Dan.
Out of all the teams last year, how many made it to the playoffs? I'd love to know.
How
I
many
don't
what?
think that many. How many made it to the playoffs of the teams you picked last year? I don't think that many.
I don't know, like 2 out of 10. I don't know.
Well, you know what? You picked 31 teams out of 32, so I mean, most of them are bound to make it anyway.
Come on. It's not that many. It's like 15.
All right, Gilbert, why don't you go ahead?
Who did I have? Oh.
Your
Yeah,
quarterback.
actually.
Your
What?
quarterback.
Yeah,
Your quarterback.
the painting of the nails, which we haven't seen in the NFL, or have we? I
Well,
forget.
then he needs his hand to be
Okay.
held. Are you going to hold his hand and explain to him how film works or no?
Hey, if you read my story, Dan, my NFL offseason winners and losers, the Bears were in the loser section because people keep praising a team that's done nothing ever at quarterback. I could throw 4,000 yards at least one time in 4 years.
Whoa.
No, just kidding. That's a little too overboard. But I just pretty much wrote, I said, I got to see it to believe with this team. They freaking burned me last year. They choked last year. They got all the offseason additions last year, and people were crowning them. And here we are 2 years in a row. People are not learning their lesson. Oh, Colston Loveland. Oh, Luther Burden the third. Oh, Ben Johnson's going to be a great head coach. I'm like, nah. When I saw Caleb Johnson and his dad, Caleb Williams and his dad doing a book tour with their comments there, like you're going to, like, honestly, you shit on your franchise and then you let the comments come out for a book tour or book promotion. You're asking for drama there. That was a bad look all around, trying to, go to the Minnesota Vikings, praising a rival team, and then waiting into the second. This is a real argument here. You waited into the back end of the second round to get a tackle, knowing that your left tackle was going through injuries, might not be healthy, also was drafted by the previous regime. You might not even like the guy, and you go and get 2 skill players with your first 2 picks. I don't know. They're the same team to me, and I'm not buying Ben Johnson being a for sure lock as a head coach. So to me, I'll give him like a C plus.
Dude, Caleb is like trying to be like Beckham in the sense that like football just got him to this point. I would not be shocked if that fool wants to go model, long shirts again or whatever the hell he was wearing, because people were upset when you called it a dress that he wore. I don't know what the hell he had on, but I just don't know how convinced he is about the game. Like, I'll tell you one thing. If I was a Bear fan, I'd be pissed I had this guy on my team. Then you don't even know what Ben Johnson's going to be. Because, like, that's the other thing, too. Like, I'm sure Jared Goff was a yes, sir. A yes, yeah, I'll do whatever you need. Who knows with this guy's ego? Who knows what the hell's going to go on there? So,
I'll go quickly. I think I had the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, shit.
Gilberto's Vikings.
I don't say this later, do I? Hold on. Oh, no. I did. You know what? I'll add this to my best division changing move in the North. I'll add it to this. I like that they did not sit there and pay Sam Darnold because you don't know what he's going to be. They might have overpaid for Sam Darnold. You don't want to do that. He had a great season for you. Can he replicate that? No. They're starting the JJ McCarthy era. I still would have maybe brought in Aaron Rodgers, to be completely honest. But I agree with what they're doing. You move on from Sam Darnold. You have a good defense or a good defense. You have probably one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in football. Addison obviously saw some growing up to do. Their offensive line has gotten better, but I definitely think that their offense, or I actually think that their team got a little bit better. I just didn't like the overpaying of defensive tackle. No, the Bears overpaid for defensive tackles. These guys, I mean, they brought back Harrison Smith. That's smart. Byron Murphy, that was smart as well. Aaron Jones, Javon Hargrave. I think they gave him a lot of money, right? And then they gave a lot of money to Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave. I thought that was a little bit too much, but
guys are old.
It is what it is, huh?
These guys are old. They're past their prime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Ageist over here.
But I mean, we'll see what they do. I'll give them a B minus. I'll give them a B just because they didn't re-sign Darnold. I thought that was smart, but yeah, that's mine. Vic,
I'll go quick here. Mine is a D for the Detroit Lions. I think when you lose your center and we'll get into it in Frank Ragnow, that's a huge lost there.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of scrambling. I know they have backup plans. They drafted a center or an offensive guard in the early rounds to make sure that they're set there. But I mean, what Frank Ragnow was able to do, where you don't have to get help along the offensive line. You don't have to help with the double team with your guard. I thought that to me is huge. Like that lets the rest of the division come into play here. I mean, and I think the biggest thing for me here, why I give him a D, is like you're bringing in OC Joe Morton and DC Kelvin Shepard as well. We don't know, like Shepard was with the organization, so he's getting a promotion. John Morton was with the Denver Broncos for last year. He was also part of the staff with Ben Johnson a couple years ago. But I just don't know what to expect. We've seen where coaches who leave Sean Payne don't do really well. So that's another problem for me. And I mean, I know we'll get to it later. I was really big on this team coming into the offseason, but like the more I look at it, their road games, 7 of 8 are against playoff teams. That's going to be a hard schedule, man. Like they have the second toughest schedule, so I'm kind of jumping off the bandwagon here with the Lions.
Yeah, what do you think, Gilbert?
I was gonna say I think people are making too much of the departures or making too much of the schedule. Like I think the Lions have proven to me that they're a stable winning franchise. That when people leave, you still got Dan Campbell, you still got Brad Holmes making the picks, and why can't the Lions get the same respect as the Ravens? Even the Bills haven't done jack crap according to me and Dan, but they're always winning. Even the guys that leave, like you got to find ways to evolve. And I get maybe this is the first time for Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes to evolve and show they can still make it and hang. But I've been I was pretty hesitant the last couple of years. I'm like, oh, this draft class sucks, which Dan always reminds me of, and they got it right. And then last year I kind of was thinking, okay, they'll be better, and they proved me right there. So every year they keep getting better with this regime. Now that you're having parts fall off, it's going to be a big challenge. But to me, I feel like I trust this franchise to make the right moves to be a consistent winner, like the Rams and other teams too that we keep talking about.
There it is. You had to slip it in there. The Rams,
Who's another team it's not the Chargers that consistently win? Come on.
I was going to tell you though, one thing I wish they would change.
One
rule I wish they would change is hiring head coaches until after the season. They should wait. That way you don't have these guys trying to sell out their teams in the playoffs. That way they can get to their job faster and they feel like they're
Let's
behind.
Go to division-changing moves in the NFC North. We'll do the AFC South or the AFC North after. The South, I already did mine. Dan, why don't you go with yours?
Ben Johnson to the Bears. Let's see if the Wizard can do it with Gilberto's quarterback over there. Maybe they'll go to the salon together and get their nails painted together. So I can't wait to see this implode. I'm going to laugh, but I mean, we'll see.
Gilbert.
I forgot already. What is it? Do you guys got my banner? No,
it's right there. It's right there. If you could read,
you could read. Give me the second one too, because I'm trying to get the hell out of here. Yes, I just gave the point. Lions not panicking with offseason departures. They have a blueprint. We saw it. They still drafted another guard. They were prepared. They drafted another guard last year too. Oh, surprise, surprise. Graham Glasgow could play center too. They're going to be ready for these moves here. I like that they got the big, decent tackle from Ohio State for the first round. People are saying, why are you reaching for a pick? Because they got a blueprint and they know how to follow it. There are no panic moves here. And like people are saying, oh, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn are there. Like at some point, nobody knew about these guys either. So you got to give people opportunities to show what they're made of. And I trust Dan Campbell to make the right decision for the franchise. And what's my other one? My AFC.
Here, let me. Mine was just. I already talked about it. Lions center. Bragnon.
You're not going nowhere.
All right. Now let's go to the AFC South. That way we can all get out of here.
There you go. Leave Gilberto last.
No,
leave Gilberto last.
Okay. I'll go quick. Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. I actually thought that was pretty interesting. That makes
more Aaron Rodgers talk. Great.
Okay. Whoa, sorry, I didn't know people were going to complain about it.
Whoa! You don't have the talking stick, crazy.
Okay, sorry.
I just think it makes it interesting. Well, either they make the playoffs and maybe they have the potential to win their first playoff game, or Mike Tomlin has his first losing season, and what's going to happen there? Are the Steelers going to get impatient and maybe tell them adios?
The Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl. He's going to take them all on ayahuasca and darkness retreats, and they're going to come out ready to kill some people.
Dan, why don't you go with yours?
Yeah, what did I? Oh, yeah, I don't even see it. You have the greatest of all time future
again
he just got drafted that we're going to find out about to the Browns. The
we
Browns
really
are
need
going to
this
win it all.
segment here because we're repeating ourselves again. But okay,
wow,
crazy.
And then mine is the Bengals re-signing Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Gilbert said they're going to be the best offense, and having
they're going to be the worst.
Re-signing those two guys is going to take them. All right, Gilbert, go ahead.
Yes, something new here. The Browns got rid of freaking Deshaun Watson. That is the best move of the AFC North. And they have a good draft class, actually. I like the running back, Judkins. I talked to him at the NFLPA.
Which quarterback do you like more?
I don't care about that. They're rebuilding. That's a big dub. What is it? Jameis Winston, W in Cleveland. This is a crappy team. They're not going to do crap in 2025.
Wow.
Don't be in the middle of the cycle like the Raiders. Sorry, Vic. Go be bad. Get a top 5 pick in the draft. They got 2 first-round picks of the Travis Hunter trade. This is how you rebuild. It's the Browns. I get it, but for a different team, try this blueprint.
Didn't they do this already?
Many times.
I can't wait to see which one is Gilbert's team. The one that ends up like he says they're going to be terrible, and they end up winning the division.
Deshaun Watson is not on his team anymore, so I like the Browns even better.
It didn't say he got cut or traded, did he?
No, he's still there.
He's just a black cloud that people don't want to talk about.
Whoa! Why does he have to
Voldemort? There you go.
He can be a white cloud if he wants. I don't care.
Okay.
He's just
an annoying cloud.
Quick, does Stefanski get fired or no?
If they lose, maybe.
You just said they were going to be one of the shittiest teams out there.
Hey, he got Joe Flacco off the couch to win comeback player of the year. He's a good coach. It's just
I agree with this. They should have traded Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I think so too.
They would have probably 3 first round or 4.
That would have been a better rebuild process. Yeah.
All right, I have a bunch of videos that we can go through.
We got Una Mas. Una Mas for Hilberto. Then we got Mario for Hilberto.
All right, folks, we just wanted to let you guys know we will be taking a 2 or 3 week. Is it a 2 week, 3 week break? What is it?
I'm assuming after 4th of July, or we'll see. I might be out of town for a couple weeks, but yeah.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I got a lot of. It's my vacations. I can't go anywhere.
Oh, is it your piano concert that you have, or what?
Okay, Portland, Nashville, and Montana.
Whoa! I wish I was in Nashville. Are you shitting me?
Or whatever, Portland, Montana.
I need to find this.
Tijuana every other Sunday.
I don't go to TJ. That one is a lie. I don't go to TJ. Not even for the food. I'll go down there.
Wow.
Oh, I don't care. I tell people all the time, like, no thanks, dude. I'm good. I'm not trying to go to the third world right on top
of it. Let's get us out of here.
What are you talking? Have you been down? Who's lying? I'm not. They have great food, great service.
No,
great
Gilbert
people.
knows. Dante's told him before
neighbors,
that he hates TJ too. So there you go. He knows.
Yeah.
I hate driving around there. But
yeah. Oh, why do you hate driving around there?
I love
because the streets are.
That's kind of rude.
I love driving.
I'll take an Uber. I love the drivers. They're cool.
Because they're not American streets.
And
you're too
Ubers
good
cost
now?
$2 over there. So.
So you want to exploit them?
Okay, let's get out of here. Come on.
See, I could turn it 100 different ways, dude.
So we will be out for a couple weeks. I think Friday we're gonna do a What's Up Bolts. Maybe Friday. I'll discuss it with Dan and Gilbert because Gilbert was there. Dan, he should jump on and give his analysis on what he saw.
He's never.
We'll talk.
We're gonna keep him on for 3. We're gonna do a 4-hour live podcast to talk about the Chargers.
Yeah. Chargers OTAs. Yeah,
it's gonna be Friday. Most likely Friday. We'll let you guys know when it is.
Friday. Okay, you're losing me now. I clocked out by then.
He's like,
he's not happy.
Okay, it might be Wednesday. We'll I'll
okay, that's a maybe then. Friday's a hell no.
Dude, he was real quick. He was real quick.
I was actually mentally checked out to leave, and then I heard Friday. I was like, "What? No."
Whoa.
Okay.
You had already said okay. All right. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget about us. We will have some content out there.
WWE frown. Don't you want to talk about CM Punk?
Yeah, you can. I can leave.
Guys, we will still be having content out there, so make sure you guys tune in for that. We should be going to some stuff, so just make sure you guys are tuned in. Dan and I will be hitting a bunch of camps this weekend, football camps. So make sure you guys are tuned in. We'll have a bunch of interviews. So again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. We will be back after the 4th of July weekend. Thank you guys so much. Gilbert, why don't you get us out of here?
Yeah, we are, or at least I am going on vacation. I think Victor's vacations later on, but we will be having a lot of content, like Fernando said. We got combat sports coming up. You got What's Up Boats coming up.
You want to knock us for not going on, me for not going on trips, Dan.
This is going to be a very, you should go on vacation, Fernando. You really should.
You need a vacation, Fernando.
You need it. Stop watching
Take
movies.
Me with you.
Do more than that. But whatever, let's get out of here. Ya nos vamos, pues. Vámonos.